Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good too. Very good. Thank you for the invitation. It's very interesting for me to talk to someone the other side of the world about my work. Really, really. Thank you.
Yeah, it's thank you for accepting my invitation and accepting to talk with the person who is living in other part of your world. So I came to know that uh, you make a woman to come. Uh, I mean, you make a woman to know the inner godness with numerology. At the same time, you say about reprogramming, the mental reprogramming and all. So I really interested in this. So I never heard about this. So I wanted to go more deeper into this and tell what exactly the work that you do on this planet. So
Yes.
before that, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes. So my name is Debora. I'm from Portugal, but I don't live in Portugal for about 4 years. Um, no, actually 5. I did my last semester of university. I studied tourism management in Austria, and then I came back to Portugal. I understood that I didn't want to be there, and I wanted to learn a new language, so I decided to move to Italy. And in there, I stayed for 2 years. And then after Italy, I went to India. Actually, I was there for 3 months in Varkala in Kerala, which for me was a very intense and beautiful experience. And I'm really looking forward to go back when everything calms down now with the corona. So in India, I was working as a volunteer in an ashram, dealing with bookings, with volunteers, schedules, and everything. Um, and Actually, before that, before going to India, sorry, I'm just jumping around. I did. I was working in a place in Italy that really made me feel disconnected from myself. Like I was waking up in the morning very anxious, and there's a lot of things connected with that time. I was just the first year that I was completely away from my friends, from my family, and I was, out there doing my own thing and understanding what is for me in my life and what I would like to do. And so for me, it was a year of a lot of different experience with myself. For example, even like when you live with your parents, you are used to eat a certain time. Even that, for me, I have to reprogram because I was so used to eat at 12 or 8 p.m. Even though I was not hungry, I would eat. So for me, it was a year of really understanding what is for me, what is not for me, what I got from my family that it's not mine, what I need to get rid of or let go. Um, and after working in that place for around a year, I understood that I didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't know what I would like to do. Um, and Yeah, I remember spending weeks just overthinking about the things that I like to do, what I don't want to do, all of these things. And I did an exercise that helped me a lot, which was writing on the paper everything that I like, from colors, food, what I do in my free time, what I like to do, what are the things that I involve. When I get involved, I forget about time. Because another thing at work was that I was always like looking at time, I just wanted to leave the place. Um, and so I took those informations that I got. I remember I was doing a course because of work. I needed to do like this like I don't even remember, safety thing for work. Uh, and I was not there, so I just writing everything on the paper. I still have that paper. It's just like A4 page full of things that I like. And then from there, I highlight the things that I think I could do for work. and was like nutrition, physical exercise, yoga, meditation, all of those things. And then I took another paper, and I took every single thing and wrote there what I could do with those things. And one thing for me was nutrition, because I really enjoy like understanding how the body reacts to the food, and understanding what is good for us and what is not good for us. But in order to be a nutritionist, I needed to go back to Portugal and to study for 5 years, and that was not an option for me. I really didn't want to, so I just let it go, and I just like, okay, whatever it's gonna be for me, it will come. And then while I was on Instagram, I saw someone that I follow talking about health coaching course. And I was like, okay, what is this health coaching course, holistic health coaching? And then I checked the website. It was actually school from New York, and would be an online course where you learn about integrative nutrition. So the vision of it's a different vision in the way that you see the conventional nutrition. It's seeing life as a whole. So not only the food that you eat, it's important. Also, the people that you talk to, your environment, what you do for a living, what you study, how is your social life, how is your physical activity. All of those things, they matter. So for me, it was very interesting, because for the first time I had, okay, this is what it is, because this is what I want to understand more, because I understand it's not only my work that it's bothering me, it's also the time that I'm eating, what I'm eating, the people that I talk to, only a few that I really care, so I start that journey. At the time, I was already reading a lot of books, and I remember I was quite like, I was not completely sure if I would like to do it. And I remember my partner at the time, he just did something like, look at your shelf and look at that curriculum. This is exactly what you read. This is what you should go for, because I know you like this. So for a year, I study integrative nutrition in the IIN, Institute for Integrative Nutrition in New York. And it was the first time that I was super excited about studying, and I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to study, and I was just reading and watching videos and learn more about the professors there and all of those things. And first time in my life, I think that I understood how excitement feels in my body, and this was through studying. I was like, wow, it's amazing. And so because I had that knowledge afterward, I understood that Italy, Milan in specific, was not for me. I didn't want to stay there. So I decided to go to India for some time to understand more about myself, being nature. And afterwards I went to Amsterdam, and I stayed there for 1 year also. I also understood that's not for me. In the meantime, I've met my partner. He's living in Germany, so I moved to Germany, and I'm in a place that it's nothing but nature. A very small place, very small town, and it's very nice to be here. And to say this, that my work it's something that I took the tools that it served for myself, and I learned more about them until a point that I can teach and I can use it in my sessions, and so I do that. And what I do is, first I took the holistic perspective of life. If you come to me and you tell me, Debora, I want to lose weight, I'm not asking you what are you eating? You know, I'm gonna ask you, how is your life in general? Like, how is your social life? Do you enjoy your work? How is your relationship with your parents, with your partner? All of these things, because one issue, it doesn't come from, you know, out of nowhere. It's a outcome from something that you're living for some time. So I try to understand in that perspective. Then for the ones that are interested, I use numerology also, because for me numerology was very important to understand what is my real essence. Like for numerology, you understand how you deal with other people, what are your challenge or the challenge of your soul, what are your cycles of your life, what is your karma, what you got from your parents. Like there's so much information. For me, it was very interesting to connect that to the knowledge that I already have. And then I understood with time, because of course, you know, you are always influenced by the things that happen to you also, not only where you are. So I understood that it's important to go back to my childhood and understand some things that I went through. So I understood that some traumas that I had actually this year, last year more or less, in the end of last year, I understood them. I'm highly traumatized by my childhood. uh, so it's like in my mind, in my conscious level, I understand what happened, I understand why it happened, and I understand it's not my fault and all of those things. But my body does know, you know, my body goes through those memories over and over again, and is triggered by things that happen nowadays. So I understood, for example, in terms of relationships, I used to have a hard time to trust my partners, and I used to have that because of relationship of my parents. So it's not even me, you know, it's not my own experience, but I saw how their relationship was, and I was not able to trust any partner, or even have an idea that I deserve love, for example. So I understood that it was important to go back and um, reprogram that, you know, to reprogram and understand that I'm not what happened. I'm here right now, and whatever that happened, it's in my body, but I can deal with that directly. So I start doing meditations where I would go back to those memories and feel what I needed to feel at the moment, because I was so oppressed. I was not able to express my feelings. I was not able to express my truth. So now that I'm, oh, it's a squirrel. It's so cute. It was a squirrel just passing by. So I understood that I needed to go back to reprogram those things, because they were affecting me big time right now in my present moment. So I start studying a lot about neuroplasticity, studying reprogramming, studying conditioning, and or it's life changing, because you know, when you do when you write about something, you can understand until a certain point. When you go with your subconscious mind and with your body to that memory, and you are able to change it, the benefits that you bring to your life it's very different, you know. So I understood that, okay, I need to go to that memory to feel what I needed to feel that I was not able to feel in that moment, and give myself exactly what I needed at that moment. And usually it's love and attention and affection. So it's usually I just hug myself and I tell myself that it's not my fault, that I'm free to feel whatever I want to feel. And that way I reprogram a lot of my childhood, and I change a lot my lifestyle. I understand way better my patterns, and yeah, it's very beautiful. So I connect numerology with meditation and reprogramming, and then I also understood the importance of that touching our body, feel what it's there to feel. So I also study emotional freedom technique, where you just tap your body to free your emotions. So I do that to myself, and I do that to my clients, or I teach them how to do it also. Human design for me was a big thing last year. Human design teach you how you need to act in life, and how to listen your own body, where it's revolutionary for me, because we are so used to follow what somebody else tells it to follow, and human design says follow your own body, understand how your body communicate with you, and follow just what he's saying or it's saying. Yeah, and so I take all of these tools that I've been learning through myself, also breathing and breathing techniques and so on, and I bring that to my clients. And in the beginning, I was working a lot with men and different people, and then at some point I did decide that I needed to work with women, because it's part of my therapy also for myself. I need to reconnect with women. I was born in a house with 7 kids, and I am the only girl. So, throughout my life, I had masculinity around me all the time, masculine energy. So I needed to go back to being amongst women. And understanding that we all have the capacity to be free, and we all have this godness inside of us, not only because not only women, you also have that, this being open and being able to love and receive love and share your own truth and dance without thinking which steps you need to do, and it's all about that, just being free your own self. And first you need a step where you learn more about yourself, of course, understanding what is conditioning you, and then create space and safety for you, for your godness to come out, Yeah, and that's pretty much my work. I do, of course, only numerology charts for the ones that want only that part, but then I do a whole process of sessions where I follow my clients, give tools for them to learn more about themselves and to cope with whatever they need to cope in their life. I hope it was clear enough.
The God is the symbol of purity. God is the symbol for positivity. God is the symbol for energy. God is the symbol for success,
Exactly.
enlightenment, right?
Exactly.
All this. So when you use this godness word, when you tell the world that I'm going to help you in making you understand the godness within you. So, like you said your experience, the all your experience you spent uh, time in different places with different people, studying different things, right? So, all this educated you, all this told you, like until unless you feel that, you won't tell that,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
The way you said, the way you in this 20 minutes, the way you said, uh, the way you are expressing yourself, I can understand the purity. You know, until unless you uh, feel that, you won't say, right? So my audience also captured you with their eyes. The information that you told, and which is which is great, which is great. And then, now I can agree that, you know you are the right person to make people to understand that there is God in yourself. So I will help because I know it. I have experienced it. I know the effect
Yeah.
that is there in physical, mental, and emotional aspect of you. So it's amazing that, a lot of people take that profession, but they don't know, they don't experience that, but they try to tell to the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I strongly believe that as a content creator, as an energy, as a person who creates energy and sends energy to the world, until unless I feel that, people won't feel that effect. So the only way to create effect is to be yourself. So I saw that in you. So I strongly believe that you are the person who can create the positive effect. And if that positive effect is called as God, I think you know better than me. That's why I got affected. So coming to the God, I mean, you said about your experience. I heard uh, your experience. So what is the highest state that you went? You said you understood about relationships, and you said you was with men in your life because you are the only girl, you are the only woman. So that. So you decided to come out and understand the female effect, and because you want to be in between people and you want to understand the energy, uh, right? So that godness, that you bought it for yourself. Now you're telling to the world. So what is God in your perspective, and what is God that you felt in all the time that you have had in your life?
That's a good question. Um, in my life, there's different times, right? I think no, I think a lot of people when they were kids, they always talk to God. I remember the first time I thought I hear about God and Jesus and everything. For me, made a lot of sense. And for me, always like this past lives, this souls. For me, always made a lot of sense. I remember when I was a kid, asking my mother where we would go when we die, and my mother was saying, we go back to the sky. And then I was thinking, okay, but then after the sky, where do we go? And then I remember just thinking and telling my mother, I think we go back to Earth. And then I was telling myself, telling her, this makes a lot of sense to me because, as you see, as they say in the media, there's less animals and more human beings. So the souls are going to human bodies. For me, I remember I was being around. I was I think I was only 6 or 7, and now that I'm thinking, it's like, where the hell I got that from? And for me, the things always made a lot of sense, like how we connect to trees. Like I remember talking to trees, talking to bugs, to animals, and I think when we were born, you you come to the earth with the most authentic self. You are free, you are not conditioned, you see love, you are always like open to talk to people, smile at people, and then the human beings or the adults come and they start saying, don't talk to strangers, don't talk to that one, da, 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 da. And then so you start hearing what they say, and then you start stopping yourself and being conditioning and being programmed. So when I was about 10, 11, or even earlier, my parents made me go to the church. And for me, I was very frustrated because I was the only one going to church in the whole house. I was like, why? And it was on Sunday morning. I would have to go there and talk and listening. And yeah, I was less than 10 for sure. I was probably 8 or 8 or 7 or something like that. And I remember once they say, God is everywhere. And I was like, oh, he's everywhere. Okay, so where is he? I started looking for God everywhere. And I was thinking, okay, I think they are. It's in between the walls, you know, because at the time my uncle was building his own house, and I could see there's this space in between the walls. And I was thinking, that's where God is. You know, there's always like this thought of like, yeah, God is everywhere. But then there was a point that I was. I lost my hope, you know, being in a house that there was a lot of violence, and I was not being understood, I was not being heard, I was not understanding why there was so violence around me. I start doubting that God was a thing, you know, this God that protects us, this God that loves us. So for a long time, I was just rejecting the idea there is a God. And you know, I start giving into the society views of, yeah, we need to study, to work, get a boyfriend, married, and have kids, and all of those things. But still was not for me. I even have a notebook from the time I don't know how old I was, like 12, 13, and writing so frustrated. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't think that this is the way to live. I'm studying every day and then working every day and then only resting a month a year. And this is not life for me. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. All of those things, because I was so frustrated. And since nobody was listening to me, I was writing everything down. And it's funny now, go back and read it, you know. So for me, there was a time that I was completely lost, frustrated, like I didn't want to be part of this way of living. And yeah, it was very difficult and different, you know. And then yeah, that's the thing what they say, when you go down, the only way is to go up. So when I was super depressed, feeling anxious every day, feeling lost, um, I start having this urge inside of me, like, no, this cannot be only this. Like, this is not the life that I want to have. Like, full-time job, coming back home completely tired, not being able to do anything. This is not a life for me, and everything. So, and then I enroll into the course and I start learning more about myself, my body. And since I was a kid also, I was also very interested in the body, in the human body. And I remember thinking, okay, what is this? Like, how come every single little thing has a goal, as a function? Like, this is such a nice, beautiful machine, you know? And still, like, I don't go for any vision of God in specific. Like, I don't have any religion, because actually when you see from outside, it's all the same thing with a different interpretation. If you read the Quran or a Bible, it's just the same thing, but they change in the way that for them made sense. So to answer your questions more directly, I think God is really in every single person, in any of us. And now that I answered this, I remember a story that I read somewhere, I don't know where not I don't know exactly how it goes, but it was saying that in order to because God loves us so much, they decided one day to split it himself and put a particle of his body in our body, and only when we recognize the God in the other person, we will see that we are all the same. I don't know if I read this when I was a kid. I don't know where I was, but for me it's very beautiful to see. This is that we are all one, and it's not like we are all one, blah blah blah, but we are all one in the sense that we have the same struggles. We all come from the same source, even if our childhood was in a different way. No matter where you go, where you come from, you always struggle with the same thing. Everybody struggle with pandemic, being isolated. Isolation is not a natural thing for us. Like, we should not be isolated. So we all struggle with the same thing. And when we realize that we are here to cooperate with each other, and this is also a lot of information from human design, you can get this even from the designs. We all connect to each other in the different ways, and we are here to cooperate with each other. So I don't see there is a hierarchy, I don't see that, okay, just because I'm here able to help people to connect with themselves, I'm not better than them, because even I struggle every day with my own things, but I understood there is if I wait until I will be in the place that I want to be, I will not share anything with anyone, and that's not the point, So I don't like when people say, but you're a health coach, you already have everything figured out. It's like, man, I'm crying every week. Like, I'm literally crying every week after my therapy. I cry every week. So, we are all learning. We are all going through this together. So, yeah, God, it's all of us, and it's everywhere, and we just need to trust there's a sense in everything. And from my own experience, everything have their own goal. If something happened to you, it's supposed to happen to you so you can learn something. So instead of asking why is it happening, it's like, okay, what do I need to learn from this? And of course you can have that view and cry anyway. I have that view and I get frustrated and I cry and I get mad. I bought a punching bag to be able to deal with this. It's not only yoga and pilates. Sometimes you have to punch things. And yeah, it's that's what it is. Yeah.
This smile is coming from the acceptance of the truth of yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm connecting somewhere with what you're saying. So I want to ask something that you said. You said God. You heard somewhere or you have seen somewhere that God, uh, you know, have separated with small particles, and all those small particles are like you and me and different living things. Like, you know, when I see myself in you, I mean, when I understand you, when I connect with you, when I feel what you're feeling, right? So that is when I can understand myself, because you
Exactly.
are like me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing myself in you. There is a, if that same thing is a God. There is God in you and me. So that is what the theory that you said. But I have, putting this aside, I have a question because you seem very, I'm understanding that you're very intelligent. You're very intelligent emotionally and ethically, morally, logically, rationally, because you're into too many things. The way you're saying, the experiences of yours making me think that you are into everything. So my question to you is, what what made that particles which are divided, why those particles are different, why two people are thinking in a different way, why not those two positive energies are same, because of the difference, because of the uh, difference only, the rupture, the violence is happening in between two human beings or in the society around us. So why this difference? Have you ever thought about this?
Yes, yes, yes. I always come to the idea that yes, we all have the same particle from God, but even that particle is different. You know, maybe it's from his arm, the other is from his brain. No, but what I'm trying to say is that we also have different. First of all, upbringing. You know, you're from India. You have a very different way that maybe not so different, but you have the different inputs, the different culture and wisdom around you, and so before even that, in my view, in my point of view, we are souls that we just need to come to Earth to learn things. So you have past lives that are affecting you at the moment. You have karmas and things that you didn't work properly, or you have things that you learn that you have them as tools at the moment. So you already brought that into this life. Then you are a baby, you know, you are born in India, you have your parents with their own society views, you know, and they yeah, maybe I'm gonna give you an example. I don't know exactly where you are, but you probably you grew up in a place that you can just go outside and play with the kids. Is it correct? Yeah. So I was born in the place in a house where I was the only girl, and I could go out only when my brothers were out. So that's already conditioning me, you know. My brothers, they could leave at any time. That's the different perspective they have from the world from that point. um, so I have my past lives, I have my upbringing, my childhood, I have my parents that they project things onto me. I no, I have their education that passed me, because I am aware that I was educated in a different way from my brothers, because they are boys and I'm a girl, in a very conservative mindset parents. So I was much more oppressed than my brothers. So I already think in a different way from them. Um, I'm a woman also, so I have to think twice before going out. Is it dangerous for me? It's not dangerous. I'm gonna feel comfortable there or not. Then there's so many aspects into it, you know. So when what makes us different? Maybe we are even in the same age, but we are born in the same place also. What makes us different is our past lives, how we were educated, and also what we are exposed to. Maybe you read different books when you were a kid, different movies, different conversations around you, so it's all different. Uh, what I try to bring in my work is that some things that we struggle with is not even ours. It's from our parents, from society pressure that made us quite neglect who we are. Um, what's for me important is to understand what's ours and what it's not, and reprogram and let go of what it's not ours. So what makes us different is all of these different dimensions around us, and for my view, it's the most beautiful thing, because I'm always learn something with other people, because they always learn different things from me. They have different viewpoints, even if I don't agree, even if I get very frustrated with their viewpoint. I try. It does mean that I can all the time, but I try to be present and, okay, listening. Okay, but why is this person thinking this way? And try to see that it's not personal, or it's not because he's dumb or is frustrated or is unhappy. It's because there's something that happened throughout his life or her life that made her think that way, and it's not personal. It's just experience of that soul.
You're very calculative.
Yeah, I get all the details and try to bring a conclusion and get all the points together. Usually works.
I think that is the best way to live, how you are living. Inspiring. So I forgot the question when yeah saying this. Yeah, reprogramming. So before talking about reprogramming as a tech person, I did masters in software engineering. My subject is programming. I'm a tech person, so I was into C language, Java, .NET, all this programming languages. I know the meaning of the word. So this word came from the real life, the real, this word is created by human being. So then it shifted to the communication medium, uh, the communication system, which is technology, and from the human beings only this word came. But being a not technical person, you using this word uh, makes me think that makes it also helps me in understanding the technology better.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah,
Right.
always
Not many
to
people,
decide.
not many people who are connected with me who studied programming languages, understand or see the technology like I am seeing. That is why the reason I'm talking with you, who is non-technical, who put reprogramming in her profile, and which attracted me and which made me to send you a message and talk with you, because I connected with that. Where this word is coming from, I think she understood something about life, and her experiences taught us. So coming to the main point, programming. So this programming for you, the programming in your mind, in yourself, in your body, happened because of the environment, because of the uh, uh, things which are happening in the society, because of the things which are there around you, because of the walls, because of the house, because of where you are, and everything around you.
Hmm.
So this consciousness, and this observation power and absorption power in your body, uh, took that into your body, and made you to, I mean, it programmed, I mean, world programmed you. So things
Exactly.
around you program you, and the more closer people, I mean, the people who are around you, who are very close to you, programmed, I mean, influenced you more, impacted you more, and you listen to them most of the time. You touch them most of the time with your hands, or you know with that sense, with all your senses, you collect the information from them because they are very close to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So that is how your mind and your body is programmed. So then you understood, you wanted to, I mean, you didn't like the way you programmed. Then your senses, maybe your mind or your body, understood uh, how the way you programmed is not the way you wanted. So you decided to reprogram. which means in technology, it is like changing the code in the application. Application is a
Exactly.
software. We do that all the time. Sometimes client says, no, I don't want this application. I want to change the application. I want to change the user interface. I want to change the website the way it is looking. I want to change the mobile app it is looking. So you please change the code. Change the code. That is what you're doing to your body, to your mind. So that is exactly that is why I said it is inspiring. So not many people understand this reprogramming thing, reprogramming yourself and changing the way you are. So, and you understood programming. Now you didn't like it. You didn't like the way it was. You didn't like the way it was designed, and then you decided to put your own ingredients and put your own functionalities and put everything that you wanted and change the way it is looking. And I'm sure it is going to look very beautiful, because all the functionalities, all the thoughts are come. I mean, all those selection is only yours. I'm sure
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
looks exactly like you wanted. That is when you will look pure quality. That is what called as quality application in technology. And here you become very quality person. Your words become quality. Your emotions, your feelings, and completely whole being. You as a whole being become more quality. I understood where you're coming from and why you put that. And I don't know this. I don't know why you have put, but when you gave the explanation, what happened, entire things which happened in your life, when you said, then I understood this reprogramming thing. So it's
But
interesting.
but it's not a process that you do overnight. Like it's something that you need to be very patient. And to be honest, I'm not very patient. I need to work also on that. Like I need to be very patient, and it's a process that takes time, takes energy, and a lot of compassion to yourself, because you can go through the same memory over and over again and not being able to change much. You understand, but you don't change much. So the idea is not you change the memory, you change the emotion associated with that. And so whatever emotion you have of oppression, of not being able to express yourself, of sadness, of not being heard, you can change that memory, and then that will not memory, sorry, that emotion, and then you're not going to be influenced by it anymore. But some things are so deep in your body that it takes time, and it's not only what I've been also understanding. It's in order to heal from something, it's not only one tool that's going to help you. You're gonna take a long time. Like I can understand one thing consciously. I can try to change it subconsciously, but if I don't go in my body and take that energy out, it's going to be difficult, so it's very important to understand that, of course, is in your subconscious mind, but there is a lot of things influencing it. Can be I don't know. For example, you grew up in a place that your parents were always telling to be quiet, and then you notice that you have always a sore throat. It's like became even physical, that pain of like I'm not able to speak what I want. So you need to also take care of that physically, like maybe uh, use herbal medicines, maybe do Reiki also. Well, that will be more energetically, but it's not only one thing. You have so many different dimensions to an issue that you can. It's amazing because you can heal it in the different ways, but also important to understand that it's not only one way. You know, there's different ways to heal one same issue.
So you are living around people, right? You are living around things. You are living around living things. So while doing this reprogramming, so the living things influences you, try to affect you. It can be positive or negative or in any which way. Try to connect or try to come into you. So how do you handle that? How you handle that, and how you reprogram yourself, and at the same time people who comes to you and wants themselves to be reprogrammed uh, with the help of you. So how you do that for yourself, because you're not alone in this world, because there are a lot
Yes.
of energies around you. There are things which are coming, there in front of your eyes. Your ears are hearing something else, so you can't stop that. but but you want to reprogram yourself. You can't stop anything which is outside. You can stop which is there inside, because which is there in your control. The only thing that you can control is your own body and your own mind, but you can't control outside. But you have to do that, being in between species. So how you manage to do that? You look very very individualistic, and you look very very, I mean, it seems like you're very conscious about what you're doing and what you're thinking and what you want to do, everything. So it seems you're not going to be anybody's control, though you only control yourself. That is what I am understanding. That is my observation. So
Not always, but we try our best. um, well, first, I think the most important thing is to understand that uh, it's important to uh, not be attached to controlling. So actually, when I was in India, I did Vipassana. You probably heard about it. And so it's this 10 days meditation, 10 hours a day. And something that I thought would be very nice for me was very difficult, because just was too much, too many hours meditating and a lot of things coming. I was frustrated because I could not even stop thinking. And one thing that I learned in Vipassana is this ability to observe, not try to react, don't try to change anything, just observe what's going on. So the thought will come, you don't try to put it away, just let it go. And um, when I start this process of, okay, I understand that a lot of things that I take as mine, they are not mine. I need to get to let those things go. Um, I understood this is a process that I need to do by myself, and no one will take the responsibility to do it. It's something that I need to do for myself. So one of the most important things that I learned also was to give time to myself. Every day in the morning, I live with my partner. We know already, like, the living room is where it does his thing, and the room is where I do my thing, because we only have 2 rooms. I wake up in the morning, I meditate, I move my body, either yoga or Pilates, and then I Reiki myself, and then I put the intention for the day. And this takes me around 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. I do this every day, even in those days that I don't feel like it, I do them. Because I know the importance of being in my center in order to not be distracted or influenced by other things. And one of the things that I also learned is to understanding how powerful I am, and how, like, my capacities to protect myself from whatever I don't want. I notice that I'm very sensitive to energies. So, like if I talk to you and you are stressed, if I didn't do my meditations or anything, this will come to me and I'm not gonna amplify it, and I'm gonna be stressed for the rest of my day, not even being able to breathe. So when I notice that it's happening, I imagine myself. This I learned in Reiki training. Imagine myself in a ball of golden or purple light, and I feel I literally see the energies of that person going back to that person. So it's not touching me. So I use this tool or this technique to really protect me from other people's energy, so I can be able to move with my life, going through my day without being affected and not being not needing to react to anything. So that's something that I know. First, knowing that I have the power to protect myself, I have the power to make my own decisions, and I can choose to react or to observe or just stay in my corner, and able to recognize that that energy is not mine, it's from other person and stays there. I don't want that energy to come to me. And uh, yeah, understanding that it's very important to have free time by yourself alone, and understanding that it's very nice, important to connect with the trees and going outside barefoot, just to let these energies going out. And yeah, and for some people that they might think this is a little bit woo-woo, just think about those days that your day was completely fine and then you meet someone that is stressed and your day changed. That's energy being you observing energy from other person. um, and so doing this work, it's uh, very important to have these routines, because imagine if I have 3 or 4 calls with some four or 3 or 4 different people every day, I'm gonna go into different universes. I need to protect myself from that energy. So I need to have this check check in work with myself, where okay, this is mine, that's from the other person. Okay, I'm here to help. I'm not here to observe. And yeah, understanding we are all energies, and energies of course influences, but we all also have the ability and the power to uh, put them away if we don't want them.
So you're safe. You took the decision to take the right energy today. The energy is me. So I'm extremely positive energy. I believe that.
Thank
So
you, I see that.
I connected with what you said, and because what you believe, I believe the same. Like not allowing the energy, not trying to. I mean, not taking the energy if they felt. Somebody felt had a bad day. If we meet them, or if if we are, if it is important for us to be in that situation where we have to meet them, they are in a negative mood or negative mindset or mind state or negative thoughts, whatever. So automatically, that energy comes into us because we are in that. We decided to be there. So the decision that we took for ourselves, right? So that's a beautiful thing that you are very conscious. But I have a tricky question here, so which I think most of the time, you understood, like you need a person who thinks exactly like you if you want to be very comfortable, if you want to be happy, if you want to have a pure day, if you want to have a peaceful day, the other person is also should be like you, like should think in the same level that you
Yeah,
are thinking, like
it's not
not
gonna be possible.
should not
Yeah.
say something, should not use a single word that may create a negative energy in you, or should do something that it can be a visual, should not show any visual that distracts you or disturbs you, or should not tell something that your ears don't want to hear. So you need, in simple words, you should have a person, it is giving a physical structure to your imagination. Like your if your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions have a body, you need that body every time. But that is not possible because reality and imagination is completely different.
Well, depends. Reality comes a lot from imagination. So, but yes, I understand what you're trying to say.
The energies I'm talking about, the
Yeah,
energies
yeah.
that are coming, not necessary that we will, we get the same energies every day. It is good if we are expecting, but the environment changes, the things are changes, the world is continuously changing, evolving. Reality, I mean, the world means outside us. The world is not inside us. Outside us, the world is
Hmm.
changing. So my question is, why I told all these things, because if I'm like you, what you said, I do the same exercise that you do. Like I be very conscious. I know what to observe, what not to observe, what is important to my body and to my mind for my personal development, or for my uh, like positive mind, what I should observe. So I connected with you. I understood that. So if it becomes more, if I I becomes more, if I want this, I want that, I want only this energy. If I becomes more, we give less importance to other energies. That less the energies which are, for example, energies which are connected to us, energies which are emotionally connected to us. It can be family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend. So all these energies. So if I becomes more, if I become comes to the first place, you becomes to the second place. There, the mismatch of thinking, and there the problem starts. So increasing that eye level is also, is not a good thing, because we are there is a reality. We have to understand that we are not just living in our space, being in
Yeah.
our own, not going. We have to go out from our house, or go out from, we communicate. We communicate with things. When we communicate the other thing, we expect the same we expect some answer. The answer may not come from other side. So that is where the difference comes. Slowly that difference increases. Then everything depends on the other person's level, other energies level of understanding and intelligence. So the consequence depends on that. So basically, the decision maker is you. You are deciding, you are taking a decision to connect, you are taking a decision to do this, right? But my question I already asked, what if I increases? I increases.
So you are saying from the before that uh, it's possible that we get to a state that we don't want some people share, I don't know, something that is not good for our vibration, or say a specific word, or something like that, because it will influence our energy. Um, and how I'm gonna put this? So when I think that somebody did something that it's not good for me, I don't. Um, before I was not like that. Okay, so after some times of understanding what's going on and studying and understanding, observing my own self, I understand that the other only brings what I have already inside of me. So if somebody treats me not so kindly, I will ask myself, of course I'm going to be frustrated, I'm not enlightened, nobody is, I'm not a guru, nobody is, I'm going to feel frustrated, I'm going to feel sad, I'm going to feel whatever I need to go through and feel. But then I will have a second phase of like, why is this person doing this to me? And in which, until what extent I'm doing that to myself. So if somebody doesn't value my work, I want trying to understand why I don't, what's in me that doesn't value my own work. So when you do this, you don't put you in, you don't put the I in the first step, not in the podium, And for me, it was very, very, very important to understand that we are souls that have a pact. Before we're even born, we already had soul pacts, and these people come to our life to do that specifically, so we understand more about ourselves and to learn something from it. So when someone does something to me or says something that I don't like, I don't enjoy, hurt me or something, I get frustrated, sad. I express my feelings. Before I was not doing that. I really put my boundaries and say, okay, I don't like the way you're talking to me. This is not correct, la 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 la. And I understand the importance for myself, for me right now at the moment in my life, to express my freedom, my truth, because I didn't have the freedom to do so when I was a kid. And then I ask myself, what's this person trying to teach me? So again, we go back to the cooperation mode, not like I'm someone that's gonna teach you something. And I mean, in the sense of like, I'm not no one enlightened. I'm not enlightened at all, and uh, I don't put myself in the place just because I wake up in the morning. I meditate. I take care of myself. I'm better than you. Uh, when people do something that I don't enjoy, I try to read in between the lines and understand what's that happening, why. Um, Also, I have a comprehension, being compassionate about it and think, okay, maybe they went through something and they are just reacting to a trauma that happened before, but still not taking it into a place that I just allow them to do it because I'm compassionate. Also, talk about it and express. Yeah, and we need to put ourselves in a place that understand that we are here to communicate, we are here to cooperate. Whatever people say that it's not okay for us, we have to communicate it, because and there's so many ways to communicate, there's so many visions in the world, and maybe for that person was just a small comment, for you was just the end of the world. You have to express that end of the world to the other person. So yeah, there's the need to hear more, to listen more, to communicate more, and to understand that no one here is better than the other. And yeah, there is no podium, there is no hierarchy. We are all in the same level. We are all in the same, with the same goal. We always try to be as healthy as possible, as happy as possible, even that in my eyes it doesn't look like it, but that it was that person, what was that person learn, that's what they know. So it's important to know, to go there and, okay, now I'm going to teach you how to be healthy. Like, you have to understand that each one have their own experience, and yeah, we have to be compassionate and understand there is no podium, no hierarchy.
So connectivity. So what do you say about this? Because communication depends on connectivity and emotions, thoughts, feelings, all these things. So how you communicate with your own body, how you communicate with the outside world.
Um, yeah, before communicating with others, it's important for you to understand the communication within yourself, right? For a long time, I was very disconnected from my body. To say the truth, like I was going back to the time in Italy. I was working out 6 times a day, and a day, no, a week. Imagine every day, 6 times a week, not caring if I'm sore, if my body is calling me to sleep. I would go because my mind was so stressed. I just needed to put everything out. So for a long time, I had this connection to my body, and actually, when I went to India, I understood that's very important to connect, because I did panchakarma treatment, and then I understood that I had arthritis, inflammation everywhere in my body, and my doctor says very clearly, Debora, your mind is making your body sick. And that day, I like, no, my mind cannot make my body sick. I have the power to reverse this. Let's change it. So for a long time, I had this disconnection, completely disconnection, even though I thought I was connected. Okay. So for a long time, I've been working on listen to my body, meditation, where I really like listen and try to understand what it's a yes, what it's a no, what's the specific pen is trying to tell me. And there's, of course, a lot of levels to it. It's funny that we are talking about this, because last week I had a therapy. I had this session with my therapist, and I do constellation therapy. So they have access to the energy in my field and understand what's going on. And last time was about my body. I understood how disconnected, or how connected I still need to be, you know. So for me, it was very frustrating to think that I was connected, and my body's literally tell me, Deborah, please listen to me. I'm in pain. Please help me, you know. So going back to what I was saying before, it's important for you first to connect to your body, understand what's going on, connect with your own senses, and then understand that other person also has a body and maybe connected, maybe not connected to the body. Maybe it's just reacting out of fear, out of anxiety, out of whatever it is. It's important, very important to listen to what the tools that we have in this life, which is this amazing body, try to tell us, so we can have a better communication with other people, you know. And if we don't do that work, the communication with other people is very difficult, very difficult. Because if you don't know how to connect with your own body, how are you going to connect with other people's, you know? It's there's a need for a lot of work on communication and connecting with your body. I hope it
Yeah.
was a clear answer. So sometimes it's just jump around and connect everything.
How old are you?
26, but I feel
26.
like 19.
You feel like 19. Okay. I'm 28.
And you look like 22.
So having this understanding the communication and the way you said, you know, the understanding that you have in this less age. You're just 26, you're talking like 46. Because, right, I talk with a lot of people who are into different countries and who are into different ages. Like I talk with 60 age people, 75, 40 plus 35. So I know, you know, the understanding level that they have, the capacity and the ability of them, and the listening power, speaking, listening, understanding. Uh, Nobody said like you, like how you have, the understanding that you have. If you have the best communication with your own senses and your own body, you can communicate with other body and other senses better. That is what I pulled up from your explanation. That is that is what I understand from you, and it's very good that you understand about yourself and be very conscious. I think you're a very tough person. Hope
Yeah.
tough person to connect with.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what experiences in your life made you think like this and take the decisions the way you are taking today. And I connected with one more thing that you said. Some part at some point of your life, you understood that you disconnected with your own body, and somebody said you that you know your mind is not in your control. Your mind and your body is disconnected. So then you understood, you realized, and you took a decision to connect both. That is when your whole being, there will be a meaning for your whole body. So that is amazing. And also, this is not only this explanation of yours and this experience of yours not only connects with a particular person who is into a particular field. It can be he or she can be any field, can connect with what you said. And even as a tech person, there is a subject called computer networks in IT. So I studied that. So what you said, if I if I understand the people who are watching and listening to this, if they understand your explanation, they can relate with the devices and which are created by human beings. Because in order to make the devices which are created by human beings, in order to make that work, you have to understand what human being is, what human being
Exactly.
senses are, and what is the mechanism of it, what is the functionalities, what the purpose of it. So that is the communication within you is very important in order to become a good communicator, in order to communicate with the outside world. It's very intriguing and interesting what you said.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Yeah, and that's what I realized also is that I cannot teach anything if I didn't go through it, and it's important to also going through whatever you need to go through to understand what the other person also feels, because I know what it's like being alone in the bed and trying to not being noisy, crying because I could not cry. I grew up like that. I know what's like being having a lot of violence around me and not do or not know what to do and where to escape. I know what's like to feel completely unloved and not heard, not listen, like nothing. I know this disconnection, and I understand very clearly what's the consequences of not being connected to yourself, because that's what I saw in my parents, and I understand the amount of trauma that they have and what they pass to us to their children. Um, I know what's like in my own body to feel like I don't understand what's going on. And I know the other side also. I understand I know how it feels in my body to nice, I'm alive, you know, and feel connected and feel like this anxiety is not there anymore. So you know, as they say, in order to find heaven, you have to go through hell, and sometimes hell, it's a place that you don't know if you're gonna go out of it. And when you go out of it, you understand, okay, I'm able to do this, I'm able to do anything, and I'm gonna teach other people and help other people to go through this and see the other side of the coin, the other side of hell.
So you have your own website?
Not yet, not yet. Before I was when I finished my course, I put a website on. I put everything, but then I was not completely connected, and I decided to let it go. I spent some months, even more, almost a year, with not working as a health coach because I needed to reconnect again. So only last May I went again on Instagram. I put up a project, and now it's working again as a holistic health coach. And the website will come soon. It's the next step.
So you want me to share anything of yours to my audience so that they can use the service that you're providing?
Yeah, so at the moment you can find me on Instagram and on Facebook, and the Freedom Lab, I think we can just put in the description. And I work in Portuguese and English, also Italian and Spanish for whoever would like to. And at the moment in my service, I have the holistic health coaching program where either you can start with human design reading or numerology chart, and then we go through it, and we go through this people issues through the lights of human design and numerology. If you're not interested in it, just go straight onto a holistic health coaching program, and we start from there.
Awesome. So I'm sure you'll reach where you wanted.
Thank you. Slowly, you know, I also have this I want everything now. I have yeah, it's a process. It's a process, and I don't believe it doesn't take only a lifetime to heal everything that you want to heal from. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for invitation. Thank you for, you know, inviting all these beautiful people and share with your audience their work. I've been going through some interviews. I really, really enjoy it. And yeah, we wish you the best. Eat as many mangoes for me as possible because the mangoes in India are another level. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the day.
So have you seen any videos of mine as a person who understood about your own self and know communication and know how to manage yourself? What do you say about me? What do you think that is working for me to communicate with my senses to myself, and at the same time two different people who are from two different parts of the world and who are into two different professions? What do you think that is working for me to make connection with more than 450 or 500 people? And what do you think that is working in me to communicate and to connect with them? What do you think that is working for me as
Uh,
observed?
from what I understood, you are open to listen. That's a very, very strong virtue and very important. So you are open to listen to other people and to understand where they come from and what's their experiences. And I think that's one of the first steps to understand what's going on around you, and the fact that you invite people from everywhere for any different background, it gives you and us, for the people that listens to you, the ability to see that a life, it's not only what we see, it's so much of it. There's the world, that's so many different people, so many different perspectives. And yeah, I really think it's a beautiful work what you're doing, and very, very important to share with the people what is going on in places that they don't know, they've never been to. So yeah, and thank you for thank you for it. Really, it's amazing, really nice.
So, like we discussed in the middle of our conversation, the up and down, like when I becomes, uh, you know, top and when you becomes down. So I'm able to manage that. I'm very
Yeah,
good in that.
I
So
can
I
see.
give like same. I believe that we are on the same planet. We have the same level of energies. So I think I understood that long back. Then I decided it is possible for me to communicate with any human being if we give the same level and amount of importance and respect and understand that they have the same things that we have. So I understood that and like I have the same understanding like you have. So that is why the reason it is working for me from last few months and a lot of people like asked what is working for you, what you are making. We want to know what is working for you, what I mean what secret that you have, how you
Yeah,
are able to connect with like two different people who I don't even know, like I don't even know you also. So but what is that makes you to connect with an unknown, with the person with whom you have no connection, no interaction before, no exchange of energies before. So, what is working for you? That is the biggest question that most of the people ask. But I said them, see my previous videos, you will understand what is working.
yeah, yeah.
You will know what kind of questions I'm asking, uh, uh, what is the situation uh, that I'm creating, and how the conversation is going on. When you understand a single video, you will understand all the videos of mine. You don't need to watch all the videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Just see me in one video, you will understand. Just give respect to the person who came to your show and give importance and uh, try not to be judgmental. Uh, believe that every mind have its own opinion. So if you don't agree, if you agree, or if you disagree, whatever, believe that everybody is created. Everybody is like separate bodies, separate minds. It's not you, which is there, other person. It's a different person. It's a different person, have different way of thinking, different abilities, and different collection of information. So
It,
when you
and it's a great skill to have, to be able to see everything and understand that, yeah, we are from the same, we all come from the same source, and we all go through different things, and uh, important to not judge. It's such a difficult one to not judge. Very difficult one. And one thing I want to share with you also, you have 2 in your arm. In numerology, 2 is a number of balance, and in your right arm. And it's a number of the diplomacy. So the ones that are able to listen and try to uh, bring the best outcome that makes everyone happy. So That was interesting for me to see that you have a 2 in your arm. It's a perfect number to have for these conversations. Very nice.
I didn't even understood. I mean, I didn't even observe that, but you are into this subject. That is why the reason your eyes went there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly,
uh,
exactly.
right. So I will put this, and I want everybody who is following me, to see the service that you're providing, and to take the service that you're providing, because I never promoted any person had to, like from inside, because uh, I never saw that purity that I saw in you, because if we are promoting somebody, if they don't get the good service, they will ask, Sai, you the person who promoted that person, you the person who said, right? So because I don't know, but I sincerely believe that your collection of information, your collection of experiences, the clarity that you have about things, about yourself, about everything. And I think you spend a lot of time on yourself, in understanding about yourself, right? So I think that is not everybody get that much time to uh, to spend with themselves,
Or
and I
make,
think,
yeah.
yeah, or make, because they are into different things, and they are unable to. But when they come to you, or they feel the energy that you have, so pure, in this 1.5 hour, I I got affected with the energy that you expressed.
Thank you so much for those beautiful words. Thank you.
So, yeah. So, thank you for the energy that you gave me this day. I'm sure this day is going to be beautiful of mine, and I'm sure I gave the energy at least a small percentage into you. I don't want you to forget me, because you're very conscious about yourself. Don't forget Sai from India in your
Yes.
life.
No, I won't. I won't. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you for this
Remember
opportunity.
this visual. Remember this two number.
Yes, 2 in yellow.
Yeah.
Also strong. Thank
So,
you.
yeah. Thank you very much for giving me your valuable time, and letting me, allowing me to ask you questions that came in my mind, at the same time allowing me to show you to my audience. Can I put this audio and video clip on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, of
Uh,
course.
and also on my social media, internet, podcast, website, everywhere. Can I put this footage everywhere with
Yeah.
your permission?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Uh,
With all my permission.
so whenever you get your website, let me know. I will share that again, and hope whenever you are free, whenever you want to say anything to through my medium, through my platform, you're welcome anytime, because it is my pleasure. Because people get affected positively because of you, because of the collection of experiences, because of the study that you do. I'm sure I want to spread this. I love doing this positive thing.
I can
So
see, I can see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your work and for sharing the work of so many of us to, yeah, to improve people's life and their experiences. It's very important.
thank you
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah, can
Thank you.
and yeah, I took your permission. Then I'll do that. So thank you
Yeah.
very much. Keep going, keep doing what you love, and be yourself like you are.
Thank you for you too. Huh? I can see that you're also here. So be yourself. It's amazing. Amazing. All the signs. Taka taka. Beautiful. Have a
Yeah,
nice day.
yeah, you too. And I'll meet you whenever things comes together, and whenever your mind says I'll talk with Sai, or whenever I want to uh, talk, I will put a message to you.
Perfect. Deal then. Thank you. Have a
Yeah,
nice day.
yeah.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.